Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we are cracking open the blueprints for MapPass.
Yeah, this is DreamPlay's really ambitious universal identity layer.
We've gone through all of it, the white papers, the internal notes, the tokenomic models.
Everything we could get our hands on.
And our mission today is to really dissect how MapPass is engineered to take your digital identity from a liability.
Something you pay for, basically.
Exactly. Into an owned, productive asset that actually pays you back.
It's a complete flip of the script. And what's so fascinating is that this isn't just, a better password manager.
Not at all.
It's built on this mathematically fixed, very scarce membership structure. They call it the founding matrix.
All on the blockchain.
All secured on the blockchain, yeah. The whole point is to create an identity that's verifiable, that you own, and that rewards you just for being part of the ecosystem.
There was that motto we kept seeing everywhere in the documents.
Oh, yeah. Play it once, use it everywhere, and you earn forever. That's the core aspiration.
Okay, let's start with the problem they say they're solving. The sources, they don't pull any punches. They say the internet is structurally broken.
They do. Fundamentally, their argument is that the user owns nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And when you think about it,
think about it, right? Your identity is scattered all over the place. Different emails, hundreds of passwords, those awful KYC checks you have to do over and over again.
Ugh, the worst.
But the real issue, the one they hammer home, is that all the value your identity creates, your data, your clicks, your purchases, it all flows up.
And the platforms, the tech giants.
Exactly. They profit from your digital life, and you get cut out of the deal completely.
So MapPass comes in and says, we're the antidote. But with a twist, centralized control, but for the user.
Yes. That's the key distinction. The idea is, instead of just giving your data away for free all the time, you start to selectively license access to it.
Like it's an asset.
It is an asset. Imagine it on your personal balance sheet. A company wants to target you with an ad. They don't just scrape your data from some broker.
They have to pay you.
They have to pay you directly for permission to access a verified part of your MapPass profile.
That makes a ton of sense for, advertising and data.
Yeah.
But the sources pointed to a much more striking real-world use case.
They did, and it goes way beyond just making money. It's about solving massive friction points. The big one they focused on was global health.
Right.
Imagine needing to prove your entire trusted health history instantly, anywhere in the world.
That would be a game changer. Taking this abstract digital ID and applying it to something. Life or death, really.
And they explicitly mentioned its application in places like Africa, where, central records can be fragmented or non-existent.
So you could just pull up your MapPass ID.
And instantly prove your vaccination history, your blood type, your critical conditions to any doctor, any hospital. It solves huge trust and logistics issues. That's the real power of a self-owned asset.
Okay. To handle something that important, the tech has to be rock solid. Where does this all live?
So the sources confirm it's all built on the Polygon blockchain.
Which they chose for.
Speed, scalability, and really low transaction fees. It has to be robust if you're planning for millions of identity checks a day.
And the rules are all hard-coded in smart contracts. We saw two big ones. Matrix v3 and Store v2. What's Matrix v3 doing?
Matrix v3 is the decentralized rulebook. It guarantees two things. One, a totally transparent reward system. And two, completely fair, autonomous placement in the structure. They call it auto-placement logic.
Meaning no one can game the system.
No one. It's all on the blockchain, permanent. It tracks your lineage, depth, referrals. It can't be manipulated by some admin.
It sets the rules and locks them in.
Yeah.
So what's Store v2?
That's the front door, the gatekeeper. Store v2 processes every single purchase all in USDC on Polygon, and it handles all the checks. It confirms your sponsor, makes sure the placement logic is followed, and then it assigns you your permanent spot.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting, especially from an economic design perspective. The structure itself. This isn't some infinite pyramid.
No, not at all. It's a highly scarce fixed geometry. They call it the founding matrix, or the founding era.
Describe that geometry for us.
It's a one-time 5x5 forced matrix, and it only extends 7 levels deep. That's it. This design creates an extreme mathematical scarcity.
We have to get into the numbers here because the math is everything. What's the hard cap?
The matrix has an exact fixed capacity of 19,531 total positions.
Wow.
That number comes from summing up 5 to the power of 0 all the way to 5 to the power of 6.
And once those 19,531 spots are gone?
It locks. Forever.
Yeah.
That becomes the permanent Genesis layer. No one else gets in.
Okay, let's pause here. A fixed capacity of 19,531, 7 levels top to bottom placement.
Yes.
From the outside, this sounds a lot like a classic network marketing structure just on the blockchain.
Right.
How do the documents counter that perception?
That's the critical question, and they spend a lot of time on it. Their whole argument is that a pyramid scheme implies endless, unsustainable recruiting. But because this has a hard cap, secured by that Matrix v3 smart contract, and the rewards are backed by real tokenomics, it becomes a finite, valuable asset, like a deed to a piece of digital real estate.
The scarcity is the defense.
The scarcity is the defense. It defines a permanent community, the Genesis layer, not an infinite recruiting chain.
Which makes those early spots incredibly valuable. And most of the capacity, what was it, over 15,000 spots?
15,625 spots are on level 6 alone, the deepest layer. If you get any of those 19,531 positions, you're a founding MapPass position for life.
But even within that, there's a smaller, even more valuable group.
Yes, the visionary subset. Inside those 19,000 positions, there are only 750 spots marked as top of tokenization.
The ones they call the $1 million spots.
That's the term they use in the transcripts, yeah.
So how do you get one? It can't just be about getting in early.
No, it's about merit. You have to be one of the first 750 members to achieve what's called visionary crown status.
And that means?
That means building a leadership pod of 25 qualified people in your downline.
Okay, so let's walk through the math on that. How do you get to 25?
It's strategic. The cleanest way is a full 5x5 pod. You bring in 5 people, and they each bring in 5.
25.
Or you could do it with more direct leadership. Maybe you bring in 10 directs, but you have to make sure at least 5 of them go on to get their own 5. It rewards quality leadership, not just raw numbers.
And that status gives you the highest tier of token rewards for life.
And it ensures that the actual builders end up at the top of the value flow when the final structure is set.
Okay, that creates a pretty intense race. Let's shift to the economic engine. Someone buys a full $24 MapPass. How is that money split instantly?
This is the really clever part. The revenue utility engine. It's an engineered feedback loop. That $24 in USDC gets split 3 ways, instantly.
Give us the breakdown.
So the biggest chunk, 54%, goes to immediate USDC cash commissions.
Over half.
Over half. Paid out instantly, up to 8 levels deep. That's the liquid cash that drives adoption.
Okay, so that's the cash. What about the 25% chunk? That's for the long-term asset, right?
Exactly. 25% goes straight into something called the DPLI-QXJL buy-burn liquidity engine.
A bit of a mouthful.
It is, but what it does is simple. This treasury wallet uses that cash to buy the main utility token, MAPT, on the open market.
And then what?
And then it permanently removes it from circulation. It burns it. This is what's engineered to make the token deflationary.
Driving up scarcity and demand.
Constantly. And the last 21% just goes to the operations wallet for, scaling and engineering.
So the design is brilliant. You have liquid cash driving the adoption, and every single sale algorithmically supports the long-term token asset for the founders.
It's a direct feedback loop. Cash comes in, hits the treasury, which buys the liquidity anchor token, DPLIQXJL.
That's the ballast.
It's the economic ballast, yeah. It supports the price floor, and that in turn supports the distribution of the MAPS community token up the structure. It all mathematically reinforces the value of those founder positions.
So if DPLIQXJL is the ballast, tell us about the other 2 tokens.
Right. There are 3 pillars. MAPT, the MapPass token, is the main utility and governance token. That's the one that's deflationary because of that 25% buy and burn.
Got it.
Then you have MAPS, the community token. That's your daily rewards token. Just getting MAPS makes you eligible for rewards from your position in the matrix.
And to get in, you don't have to start with the full $24, right?
Correct. You can start with a licensed advocate key for $2.40. That gives you a license to sell. But you need 10 of those, or the full $24, to get the full MapPass ID and lock in your permanent spot.
And from there, it's about merit, the crown tiers.
Explorer for 5 directs, Trailblazer for 10, and then that coveted visionary status for the 25 in your pod. And the documents mention a meritorious restacking after the matrix fills to make sure the builders are sitting in the best positions.
Okay, let's move away from the math and the economics for a minute and talk about the human layer. The sources spent a lot of time on the MapPass hand system.
They did. This is their playbook for shifting the culture away from pure recruiting.
And toward belonging.
Exactly. The motto is 1 palm, 5 fingers, 1 movement. Every person takes a quiz and gets assigned a finger identity.
Which clarifies their role.
Their role, their strengths, their job within their immediate team of 5.
So what are the 5 roles?
They match up with natural strength. The index finger is the commander, the one who points the way, gets things started.
Okay.
The middle finger is the challenger. They set the standards, protect the group, cut through confusion.
The ring finger has to be the emotional one.
That's the one. The ring is the harmonizer. They build community, loyalty, retention. Then you have the pinky, who is the messenger outreach, communication, keeping energy high.
And the thumb.
The thumb is the anchor. Stability, organization, creating order from chaos.
That makes so much sense. I can immediately see myself as the pinky, needing to communicate, and you're definitely the thumb, providing the organized structure for this entire deep dive.
Well, someone has to be the anchor, but the point is strategic. The sources say people rarely quit when 4 other people are relying on their specific finger identity. It builds retention.
And they suggest forming teams in 2 ways.
2 ways. For beginners, they say form people like me groups. So commanders with commanders, it's easy bonding.
And for performance.
For high performance, you create a complete hand group, one of each finger roll, so you have balanced complementary strength.
And the palm is the overall leader.
The palm is the Ori, yeah. The leader setting the vision and culture. It's a system to make the complex job of duplication feel safe and human, not like high-pressure sales.
So let's bring this all together. MapPass is this engineered dual system. It very cleverly separates the immediate liquid income, that 54% USDC commission, from the long-term mathematically backed wealth, which is all tied to that fixed matrix position and the token scarcity.
It's incredibly deliberate, and the goal is, well, it's hyper-aspirational. The sources are bold enough to say the architecture is designed to create 15,625 millionaires over time.
Why that specific number?
Because that is the exact capacity of level 6, the biggest, deepest level of the founding matrix. The whole system is built to reward your identity as a productive asset within this incredibly scarce ecosystem.
That is monumental aspiration.
Yeah.
And it all hinges on that fixed capacity. So that leaves a question for you, the listener, to think about.
Yeah.
If your MapPass ID became the single key to wealth and control in this new digital world, what specific part of your digital life, your health records, your purchase history, your private messages, would you take full control over first? And what is the lack of that control costing you right now?